Hi there, welcome to today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. I am Theodore Henry. On our show today, development support for small business owners with big ideas. Plus, a look at the improvement taking place along the Mandela Highway. Sit back and relax for these and more as we turn the pages of Jamaica Magazine.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
Thinking of a dream job? How about a career in business? Better still, how about owning and operating your own business? You could join the increasing number of young Jamaicans who are becoming entrepreneurs in various fields. If you choose this path, there's support to be had. Find out more in this feature.
If it is that one day you're not feeling well or you have somebody who needs care at home, what we will do is that we'll have one of our nurses or our doctors come in and take care of the person.
Jamaica is cultivating an entrepreneurial culture, and young people like former fashion designer Chanel Francis are leading the way. It's estimated that over 90% of new jobs in Jamaica are created by small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs. This surge in the SME sector is driven by a new passion for entrepreneurship, government policies, and public-private partnerships. The Small Business Association is ensuring that entrepreneurs are aware of assistance programs like the Voucher for Technical Assistance to help SMEs with financial statements, business and marketing plans, and other technical needs. It's the result of a partnership between the Development Bank of Jamaica and the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica. And companies such as the National Bakery have been pouring millions into philanthropic ventures that support SMEs. The Bold Ones is one such program where assistance is provided to selected SMEs in the manufacturing sector to market their products, grow their companies, and employ more Jamaicans. The junior market of the Jamaica Stock Exchange is helping to build the sector by providing a platform for SMEs to increase funds and raise the profile of their business. The government of Jamaica is also playing its part to develop a flourishing SME sector.
My mission is to elevate the MSMEs to a formal and structured sector in the Jamaican economy and to accord them the dignity they deserve as critical contributors to national building.
To help achieve this goal, the government has established an office to roll out its SME and entrepreneurship policy. Some of the key areas of focus include cutting the bureaucracy and regulatory costs of setting up and operating businesses. The government is also providing business development support through organizations like the Jamaica Business Development Corporation and Startup Jamaica. There is greater access to financing. SMEs can now use non-traditional assets as collateral. They can also benefit from a $30 million loan facility through the Exim Bank and the Jamaica Manufacturers Association. But it's not just the SME sector that's vibrant. Social enterprises are also making a profit and making a difference. One example is the Jamaica School for Social Entrepreneurship. It targets individuals and groups that run businesses for the social and environmental benefit of their communities. Returning residents and members of the Jamaican diaspora have also been active, and they are benefiting from the support of projects like the JN Foundation Social Enterprise Boost Initiative, or SEBI. This JN USAID project has been helping grant-funded operations transition into viable, profit-making businesses to support their social missions. Through SEBI, more than 130 community members have been employed in social enterprises, and some $37.7 million Jamaican dollars in revenue has been generated. Another initiative that's helping social enterprises is JN's I Support Jamaica platform. Because of I Support, projects under the Jamaica Diaspora Task Force on Education and many others are being exposed to crowdfunding. Thanks to the big ideas and boldness of small, medium-sized and social enterprises, coupled with enabling government policies and partnerships across sectors, Jamaica's small, medium-sized and social enterprises are making profits, creating employment and making a difference across the island.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Protect yourself from the bite of this mosquito. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Government's move to build prosperity through partnership has achieved significant results.
The government is doing its part. Inflation is being managed. The exchange rate is relatively stable. The government is controlling its expenditure.
The country's economic reform program, ERP, remained on track, following notable outturns from steadfast implementation throughout the year. Among the gains is growth in the net international reserves, NIR, totaling over $3 billion as at November 2017.
I have not seen this amount of liquidity in the system as it is today. We have a stable currency. We have not seen that for decades. We have a strong NIR, reserves, and we have a stock market that's booming. So all of these parameters point to one big thing: confidence. And confidence is a precursor to success.
Other gains include a central government primary surplus of $48.6 billion. This was achieved in part due to positive performances in all categories of revenues and grants. Economic growth was recorded in the calendar year, while inflation remained low and a steady decline continued in the ratio between the country's debt and the gross domestic product.
And by the end of this fiscal year, it should be in the region of 108%. We're going in the right direction.
On the strength of these outturns, Jamaica also passed the first 2 biannual reviews under the IMF precautionary standby arrangement. This means Jamaica can now access as much as $790 million.
And I think it is really drawing on these reforms that you have achieved that you can move efficiently to the next step that you have yourself identified.
In 2017, Jamaica continued to benefit from additional funding support from other multilateral organizations. Finance Minister Audley Shaw secured funds to improve access to financing by micro, small and medium enterprises, MSME. The Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, facilitated the $2.6 billion Jamaican investment loan. There was also a $70 million loan agreement with the World Bank.
This loan is to assist the government's efforts to achieve higher levels of economic growth through the continued implementation of various initiatives targeted at improving the investment climate, improving competitiveness, fiscal consolidation, and public financial management in Jamaica.
The government also partnered with the Japan International Corporation, JICA, to improve the country's emergency communication system and to strengthen the government's energy management and efficiency program through a $30 million loan agreement. Several pieces of legislation were passed in the Houses of Parliament to facilitate business and increase earnings for the government as well as pensioners. Phase 2 of the personal income tax threshold took effect on April 1, 2017. This saw the figure moving from a little over $1 million to $1.5 million. Nearly 400,000 persons on the pay-as-you-earn PAYE tax roll are now exempt from paying income tax.
The goal of the personal income tax reform was therefore to reduce the tax burden on those overburdened PIT payers, while at the same time rebalancing the overall tax burden towards consumption or indirect taxation.
Also, the national budget of $715 billion was increased by over $89 billion. Parliament approved the first supplementary estimates for the 2017-2018 fiscal year in December. Work to create efficiency in governance continued under the Public Sector Transformation Program. 84 state entities have been identified for divestment, merger, subsuming into central government or closure. The changes began in 2017.
This government is serious about transforming the public sector into an efficient and productive workforce.
Meanwhile, a network to provide efficient and up-to-date data was established. The National Strategy for Development of Statistics is being operated by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, STATIN.
Systems such as this demonstrate a level of integration that investors find appealing because it means they can be strategic in the legwork they must undertake, and this drives growth.
The government of Jamaica, through the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, making significant achievements through strong performances in 2017 as it builds prosperity in the economy through partnership.
Developmental planning must precede construction. Risk analysis must inform all our actions. Codes must be adhered to. Construction must be sound. And of course, where construction is done outside of the codes, statutes, and regulations, then enforcement must come into play.
Major road infrastructure development continues to take place as Jamaica moves towards developed country status. Work is progressing along the Mandela Corridor, which will result in improved safety and traffic flow from the west of the island in and out of the Kingston corporate area. Here's the view from our last trek to the site.
Since the contract signing in July and commencement of work in August 2016, motorists have been witnessing the amazing transformation of the Mandela Highway corridor. The major infrastructure improvement work is a marvel, from site clearing to soil piling, raising a section above flood level, and creating temporary lanes to shift traffic for smooth commuting during construction.
Everything is in motion.
In just over a year, the work to expand from 4 to 6 lanes and a 7th, which will serve as a service lane, has been progressing towards completion.
We have made more progress as we work towards the completion of the project in August of 2018. The most recent development is where we have put traffic that's heading into the city from the direction of Spanish Town on a section of the new road.
That has been so since November, and motorists have been, in a small way, experiencing what the new road is going to be like as they now travel east on the area between Highway 2000 East-West and the Ferry Police Station. On our last visit to the site, significant progress had been made on two bridges under construction, the Fresh River Bridge as well as the Overpass Bridge that will facilitate traffic to and from the ferry community and Hydale Group of Schools, the police station, and businesses along the roadway.
At the next go, insofar as the major changes are concerned, is to put traffic on a section of the Fresh River Bridge and beneath the underpass to facilitate more work on the what we call the southern side, as well as to facilitate the additional work that we are going to be doing towards 6 miles.
Considerable work is also being done on retaining walls to protect the embankments both to the east of the bridges and to the west. Work is also at an advanced state on retaining walls being built along the areas that have been infused with stabilizing concrete piles and further elevated to create the new road. Simultaneous drainage works along this area near Plantation Heights is being done to control flood waters within the vicinity.
The area has been filled to create that road that is now being used. So it's at a high elevation. The fill that was placed there to facilitate that road, that embankment, that has to be protected. And so the work that is being done is really to protect the embankment, while at the same time we recognize that stormwater has to flow beneath the road, and so we want to ensure that the drainage along the road is bolstered and is in sync with those structures that we have put up along the Mandela to date. We have, as you know, constructed at least 2 or 3 box culverts. We have put in cylindrical drains as well, all in an effort to mitigate the incidents of flooding that we'd have experienced along the corridor.
Other works now in progress and nearing completion on the Mandela corridor include the construction of the median that will separate westbound and eastbound traffic. The bulk of the work will soon be out of the way on what has already started, so the construction team is now looking to move on to the 6 miles area, where one major structure remains to be constructed along the Mandela Highway.
And that's a bridge over the Dehaney River. And that is to come. We have significant drainage features that are other drainage features that we are going to be implementing.
The completion and direction of traffic along the Fresh River Bridge and the Overpass Bridge that is to happen in short order is significant to the smooth flow of traffic when the work at 6 miles begins.
Because the structure at the Dehaney River is going to take a bit of effort. We'll have to ensure that all the I's are dotted and the T's crossed in order to minimize the impact of delays on the motoring public. The 4 lanes will remain open.
Despite inclement weather over the period of the construction, efforts by the contractors seek to make up for lost time so the project can be completed within the set 2-year time frame.
We are working with the August 2018 timeline in mind. That is really where we are now.
So in less than 9 months, motorists traveling between Kingston and the northern, western and southern sections of the island should feel the full experience of a safer, more reliable road. Construction is being carried out by China Harbour Engineering Company at a cost of $64 million, forming part of government's major infrastructure development program.
each time you're not paying full attention to the road environment, the greater your chances of getting in a crash like that. Plan routes to avoid focusing on GPS systems, prevent children from roaming in motor vehicles, turn down the volume of car stereo systems, pull off the roadway if you have to use mobile devices, do not read, watch television or eat while driving, avoid multitasking, and keep conversations with other passengers to a minimum. Whether you walk, ride, or drive, avoid potentially fatal distractions.
On the board this week, eLearning Jamaica Limited seeks your support for its toy and book drive. The items are for donation to the New Hope Children's Home in Mandeville, which accommodates babies and children up to 7 years old. In addition to toys and books, you're also invited to donate children's vitamins, baby formula, fitted crib sheeting, cleaning supplies, food items, and toiletries. Drop off your items at eLearning Jamaica Limited, 36 Trafalgar Road, Kingston 10. Call 922-4044 for more information. The Mandeville Regional Hospital is inviting everyone to its 2018 staging of the One Love, One Blood donation drive and launch of the RideWise Safe Biking campaign. This will be held on Wednesday, February 7 at the Mandeville Regional Hospital. Join them from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and donate blood. There will be souvenir t-shirts for all donors, prizes and surprises, and refreshments in the One Love Lounge. The entertainment package begins at noon and features celebrity endorsements, a motorbike demo, and film premiere. Come on out and give blood. The life you save may be your own. The service of Thanksgiving for the life of Janice Marjorie Budd will be held on Saturday, January 27 at Swallowfield Chapel, 9 Swallowfield Road, Kingston 5. It's scheduled to start at 10 a.m. Persons are encouraged to wear cheerful colors or shades of blue. There will be no floral tributes. And that's all for community notices today. Send us your events for broadcast on the JIS Community Notice Board. Call 922-868-022 or send an email to cbishop@jis.gov.jm.
And now for some of the stories in our news this week.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. A state of public emergency was declared for St. James Thursday morning to deal with the spate of murders being committed in that parish.
We will not declare to the public for strategic reasons the duration of the state of emergency. The declaration of a state of public emergency does not mean the suspension of the rule of law. The security forces are expected and have been directed to treat citizens with respect and protect the dignity and safety of all.
On Monday, the political party registration policy was officially launched, providing a framework for accountability and transparency.
We're all convinced that this is a good move for the country, that all the institutions and actors are aware of their role, and that this new piece of legislation will be used as intended.
To support the Political Party Registration Act 2017, the Prime Minister said election campaign financing regulations would come into effect on March 1 this year. On Tuesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness directed the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information to review the policies and procedures surrounding the management of childcare facilities. The directive came in the wake of Tuesday's early morning fire at the Walker's Place of Safety, which claimed the lives of 2 children.
I'm very saddened by this, and Juliet and I are deeply, deeply saddened by it. It certainly brings to the forefront the need for government to make sure that places of safety are actually safe, that the places that we provide for our children who are less fortunate or who are under the care of the courts or who are in need of special care, that those places that the government provides, that they are safe places and truly are meeting the standards that the society would require.
On Wednesday, Youth Minister Senator Roel Reid presented the Child Protection and Family Services Agency with care packages to help the children displaced by the Walker's Place of Safety fire.
What we brought were toiletries, but other persons brought water, foodstuff, clothes, books, etc. Even so, when I see the outpouring from, ordinary Jamaicans, from corporate, I'm making an appeal that I don't want this to be a one-off. So I want person to give regularly to our children home because they need everything that we can spare to give.
Preliminary figures are showing that Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ has collected approximately $256 million in fines at the end of the second traffic ticket amnesty, which ran from November 27 last year to January 13 this year. Motorists are reminded that with the amnesty now at an end, all tickets not paid within 21 days of being issued are no longer payable at any tax office or through the online system as prescribed by law. All outstanding tickets will now have to be dealt with through the courts. The National Water Commission, NWC, is working on a feasibility study for the installation of a 5-megawatt photovoltaic system at the Mona Reservoir.
We are looking to install just about 5 megawatt of renewables. Once it is demonstrated, it is feasible. We are looking at other facilities as well. And in total, we want to put up at least 10 megawatts of renewable, which will impact not only NWC, but it falls right in line with the sustainable development goals that has been established, to which Jamaica is a signatory to.
The Spanish Town Hospital is to receive a new ultrasound machine to improve delivery of diagnostic services. The equipment is being provided by the Japanese government's grant assistance through Grassroots Human Security Project at a cost of $9.4 million. And finally, a team of Chinese coaches have arrived in Jamaica for a 30-day training program with coaches and athletes in 7 sporting disciplines.
The program is such that it will involve training of both elite athletes as well as those at the junior athletes at the school level. It will also involve training of trainers, that is that there will be coaches clinic. All of these coaches are here. They are very experienced coaches.
And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Join us tomorrow when we'll do this all over again. Until then, you can click online at jis.gov.jm and visit our YouTube channel to get the latest government information. Also, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook and download our app from the Google Play Store to stay informed while you're on the go. On behalf of all of us here at the JIS, I'm Theodore Henry. Till next time, do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.